Welcome to Monahan Park on the campus of UMass Boston in South Boston. Midweek baseball here at Monahan Park, and a beautiful day as UMass Boston welcomes in the number 16th ranked team in the country, the University of Southern Maine Huskies, for some Little East Conference baseball. Some things to keep an eye on today. Beacons have Fernando Burgos on the hill, 2-0 in games last week. Beacons play well when he is on the mound, and you see how good Southern Maine is, 16th according to D3Baseball.com. They continue to climb up the polls. Dave Murphy continues to hit well at home, hitting almost 440 on the season. And as we take a look at the all-time series, it's one that Southern Maine has controlled at 42-11. The Huskies, an absolute power in New England in Division III. You look at those top performers at the bottom. Won't hear those names, though. Those names are long gone. A lot of young players in this game today. Let's take a look at today's starting pitcher, Fernando Burgos, freshman out of Hyde Park. He was a 4-year varsity player in high school. And you get a look at his numbers. He had a save over the weekend, came in against UMass Dartmouth in Game 2, and pitched 2+ shutout innings. All ready to begin play now. It'll be Nick Tobias, Sam Dexter, and Sam Staubel to lead things off for the University of Southern Maine. Burgos stares in, and the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Southern Maine on the season at 18-6 overall, 5-1 in conference play. They are in first place atop the standings. Off the outside, and the count is 1-1 strike. Nick Tobias is the starting left fielder for the Huskies, senior out of Portland, as he takes fastball in the inside half. 1-2 strikes. Tobias, first team All Little East Conference selection a year ago, went to Deering High School, which is just a short 1.4 miles from the University of Southern Maine. Little chopper to Murphy at short. Long throw, and he's got it for the first out. So a good start for Burgos, and the Beacons will need a good outing from him today if they are going to pull off the upset. Burgos went 2 2/3 on Saturday in Game 2 of the doubleheader against UMass Dartmouth. Allowed just one hit, was credited with the save. Burgos' first pitch to Sam Dexter is just off the outside. Sam Dexter, an absolute great player, one of the best, likely to be drafted next year. As Dexter swings and rips it down the left field line, but it's tailing foul. And the count is 1-1. And already you see the power that Sam Dexter has, a senior out of Oakland, Maine. Golden Spikes preseason watch member. He was the D3 Baseball and Little East Conference Player of the Year last year, hitting .441. Slices foul off the first base side, and he's behind 1-2. Dexter last year, to go along with that .441 batting average, had 8 home runs, 21 doubles, and an on-base percentage of .495. He even slugged at .715, just ridiculous numbers. Dexter calls time and digs back in. Burgos' 1-2 pitch is grounded right back up the middle. It's fielded by Lopez, throw in time for the out. So Burgos, good job, able to induce a couple of ground outs here to start the game, especially after Dexter made really solid contact earlier in the at-bat. So quickly 2 gone here in the first, and that'll bring up Sam Staubel, who's having a great season for the Huskies. Staubel is hitting almost 500, if you can believe it. .483, 43 hits, and 89 at-bats coming in. Watches the ball low and in, and the count's 1-0 to start off the at-bat. Staubel second on the team in doubles, and second on the team with 21 RBI. Ground ball to short. Murphy there. And a nice 1-2-3 inning start for Fernando Burgos. 3 groundouts. And the Huskies are retired in order. So a good start for the Beacons, who look to pull off the upset and climb their way up the Little East Conference standings. When we come back, Beacons will be up to bat. Score 0-0, middle of the first on the Beacons Broadcast Network. And take a look at Jack Donnelly on the hill, the starting pitcher for Southern Maine. Freshman out of Walpole, Mass. Went to Walpole High School, where he was a Bay State All-Star in both golf and baseball. His numbers this year, this is start number 5 on the season. He's pitched 22 and 2/3 innings, an ERA at 3.57. Opposing batters hitting .261 against them. Deep rotation, they have good hitting. This game being in the middle of the week, having just played some games over the weekend, and they have more weekend games coming up, electing not to use one of their primary starters, guys like Dalton Rice and Skylar Skates. And instead, they'll put out Jack Donnelly to try to get him a midweek win here in conference play. It'll be Lionel Danielson, Dan Mantoni, and Dave Murphy to lead it off. And first pitch is low to Lionel Danielson. Danielson hitting .262 this year, making start number 24 in this, the 27th game. Count is even at 1-1 after he fouls it back into the screen. Danielson, a sophomore out of St. Croix, the U.S. Virgin Islands. And he takes inside. Count runs to 2-1 strike. Danielson was great in Game 2 on Saturday against UMass Dartmouth. 3 for 5 with a double and a run scored. Watches the curveball come back over the inside part of the plate, and the count evens at 2-2. For Danielson, that was his first multi-hit game since March 30th. Takes high, and the count is full from Jack Donnelly. Good patience here from Lionel Danielson. And the payoff pitch is just below the knees. And the Beacons have the leadoff man aboard. So that'll bring up Dan Mantoni. By the way, rest of the Beacons lineup. After him, it's Dave Murphy. Ryan Olivo bats 4th. Anthony Searles batting 5th. Kyle Boudris batting 6th. Charlie Hughey 7th. Sal Fershino 8th. And Josh Lopez batting 9th. As Beacons enter in today at 5th place in the Little East. They are 14-12 overall, 2-4 in conference play. Win today would really help them and solidify their spot as we start to wind down the season and get closer to the Little East Conference tournament. 6 teams make it, and the top seed will host. No balls and 1 strikes here to Dan Mantoni. As Donnelly checks on Danielson over at first. Danielson back there in time after a pair of pickoff throws. Danielson has 7 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught stealing 3 times. The 0-1 to Mantoni. A curveball is fisted into foul territory, and it is grabbed out there by Stabel for the first out. That pitch came in on the hands, and initially looked like it would have enough power to get out of play, and then just sort of hung up there, and Stabel trotted over for the out. So now here's Dave Murphy, the shortstop. with a runner on first and one gone, last of the first inning. Third pickoff throw of the inning, checking on Danielson. Dave Murphy on Saturday in Game 2. That was really the big game for UMass Boston. They won that Game 2 7-4. As taking off is Danielson. The throw looks to be good, but Danielson beats it. Stolen base number 8 of the year for Lionel Danielson. And the Beacons already with a runner in scoring position. And Dave Murphy leads the team in RBI with 22 on the year. He's hitting .333 coming in. Donnelly's pitch is inside. And he's behind in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes. Mentioned Saturday for UMass Boston. They lost Game 1 to UMass Dartmouth 4-1, but responded with the 7-4 win in Game 2. Murphy swings and rips it down the left field line. It's over the wall. Is it fair? It is! A home run for Dave Murphy, and the Beacons lead 2-0. Dave Murphy with an absolute shot over the wall in left field. And the Beacons strike first here in the first inning. Murphy, with his 3rd home run of the season, leads the team in that department. And for UMass Boston, trying to get what would be just their 12th all-time victory against Southern Maine, a great start against the Huskies. First pitch strike, a fastball delivered on the outside corner to Ryan Olivo. Olivo, the starting left fielder, and watches the changeup fall just off the inside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Olivo making another start as he rips it. Nice grab over at third by Bender. Gets to his feet and makes the out. A good rip from Olivo, who has played his way into the starting lineup. And that is out number 2 of the inning. Searles batting .261 on the year. The everyday catcher for UMass Boston. He takes a fastball low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Searles Jr. out of Shelton, Connecticut. Stands at 6 foot and $190. Popped up, first base side. This will get out of play. Count is 1-1. Over the 2 games on Saturday, in either the 4th or 5th spot in the lineup, Searles went 2 of 8. Had a walk, a double, and an RBI. Searles swings and misses through the fastball off the outside. It's 1-2. Good fastball there from Jack Donnelly, who's trying to get out of this inning after allowing that 2-run jack to Murphy. Searles strikes out swinging, and the inning is over, but not before the Beacons take advantage. And Dave Murphy with his 3rd home run of the season. It's 2-0 UMass Boston over Southern Maine on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Top half of the second inning here at Monin Park. A 2-0 lead for the Beacons over the Huskies. And this is Paul McDonough, the designated hitter, taking outside to begin the at-bat. A great first inning for Fernando Burgos, talented freshman pitcher for the Beacons. Burgos with a 1-2-3 inning, all ground outs to the middle part of the infield. As McDonough looks at the fastball low and away, just catching the plate. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Burgos goes changeup, and just underneath it was McDonough. Paul McDonough, Jr. out of Wells, Maine, enters today on an 11-game hitting streak. During that hitting streak, he's hit .420 with 4 doubles and 14 runs scored. Fouls this one off the right side and well out of play. Counts 1-2. Last year, McDonough was Little East and D3Baseball.com All New England second team selection. Counts now 2-2 to him. So many accolades, individual accolades on this Southern Maine team. As the 2-2 is a little dribbler. Murphy's been busy, has to run forward. Quick throw in time. Already the third put out for Murphy over at short. Getting it done in the field so far, and his 2-run home run in the bottom of the first inning, the difference so far. When you talk about Southern Maine, they've been really one of the premier baseball programs in all of New England. 2-time national champions under the direction of Ed Flaherty, head coach in his 31st season. His son, Ryan, is on the 25-man roster of the Orioles, as this is a foul ball down the first base line from Brandon Martins, the starting second baseman. Ryan Flaherty made the Orioles roster. Only has 7 at-bats so far this season. Career hitter at about .215. But they won a couple national championships in the 90s. As there's a big swing and a miss from Martins. High fastball off the outside, and Martins went chasing. They won the national championship in 1991. That was the first team of any sport to win a national championship from the state of Maine. In on the hands, and Martins pushes it over to first base. Hughie, the underhand flip, and we've got 2 gone. So far, Southern Maine has been unable to get anything out of the infield. 2 gone in the first, as Kip Richard, the lefty, will dig in. Starting catcher. Richard enters today batting .291, his 14th start, as he swings and pops it up foul third base side. Richard, freshman from Kennebunk, Maine. Good size on him, 6 foot 210. He's split time this year with Kyle Heath at catcher. Another foul ball, this time off the screen. And Burgos ahead, 0-2, and have anything at his disposal here. Pitch, outside, fastball. And Richard not biting. Burgos' 1-2 comes in from Richards. First strikeout for Burgos. And so far, 6 up, 6 down for the freshman. It's 2-0 UMass Boston, middle of the second, here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. 2-0 UMass Boston. It's Kyle Boudris, Charlie Hughey, Sal Frashino 2 up for the Beacons. As Dave Murphy's 2-run jack in the bottom of the first inning is the difference so far. And the lefty Boudris stands in, faces Jack Donnelly, and lines one into center field, and it drops in just a couple steps in front of the Southern Maine center fielder. That's Nick Bowie out there. And second straight inning, UMass Boston has the leadoff man aboard. Now bring up Charlie Hughey. So right away, that'll put Donnelly back into the stretch. Charlie Hughey, another freshman in the lineup, shows bunt and takes high. Southern Maine ready for it defensively. You can see everyone else except for first baseman Stabel coming all the way in. Hughey has started now 6 games in a row, just his 9th start of the year, as he swings at the high curveball. That will move over the runner as he's retired over at first. So Boudris on over to second. And that brings up Sal Frashino. Sal Frashino has seen his average dip a little bit in recent play. Frashino now hitting .224 with 11 RBI. And he's got an RBI situation here with 1 out. Swings and misses at the first pitch fastball. But Frashino, the sophomore, got a really hot start to the year. 4 multi-hit games in the first 9 games he played in. But since then, just 3 hits in his last 24 at-bats. Donnelly walks back to the bag at second. Frashino standing at 5'8", 145. Swings, hits it on the left side of the infield, gets through for a base hit. Rounds third, he will come home. Throw, not in time, it's offline. Gets to the backstop, and that will allow Frashino to take second. An RBI single for the sophomore center fielder. It's 3-0 UMass Boston. Already the 3rd hit of the game for the Beacons.
The second baseman, number 14, Josh Lopez.
And you wonder how long the leash will be on Jack Donnelly. Freshman drops the curveball and is ahead in the count 0-1 to begin the at-bat here against Josh Lopez. Everyday second baseman for the Beacon. Swings and misses on the fastball away, behind 0-2. Lopez, another player who's struggled to get back to last year's magic. He hit .375 last year, only at .195 this season. But he's still been an outstanding second baseman in the field that the Beacons have relied upon. 0-2 pitch from Donnelly. Fastball looked to have a little bit of movement as it came back in, maybe a slider there, but it just missed the inside part of the plate, so it's 1-2. Lopez, the 9th place hitter. 1 gone here in the second. Beacons have added another run to lead 3-0. High fastball is taken. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lionel Danielson waiting on deck. As Donnelly keeping an eye over there on Frashino, who's dancing around. He steals third, and the hit and run is on. Line into right center field for a base hit. Frashino rounding third, slides in. An RBI hit there for Josh Lopez. Beacons up 4-0. So encouraging for UMass Boston to have guys like Sal Frashino and Josh Lopez, who have struggled as of late, come through with some hits. Lopez just takes the fastball over the inside and is able to push it into right center field for the base hit. First pitch to Danielson. Catches the outside part. It's no balls and 1 strike. So 4 hits in the game for UMass Boston. Lead 4-1. A 2-run first inning, now a 2-run second inning as Lopez is back to the bag over at first. Still just 1 out here in the last of the second inning. Danielson swings and pops it up into shallow right field. Glauser coming in, makes the grab, and 2 gone. First time the Beacons have hit a ball to the outfield, and it hasn't resulted in a hit. So that brings up Dan Mantoni, who popped out in foul territory in his first at-bat. And Tony watches the changeup catch the outside part. And Tony, one of the team's top starting pitchers as well as one of its best hitters, has reached in 5 straight games. Runner goes. Lopez is in. Second stolen base of the game for the Beacons. And for Lopez, he steals his 6th bag of the year. So another runner in scoring position. Mantoni hitting .284 this year. Was just 1 of 7 at the plate in the doubleheader against UMass Dartmouth and asked for time here. Counts even to him at 1-1. First team all-district, all-region, and all-Little East a year ago. And watches the strike on the fastball on the outside part. It's 1-2. Mantoni played a lot of third base last year. Now pretty much just exclusively the designated hitter, as he just gets a piece to stay alive. So the inning started with a single from Kyle Boudris. He advanced to second on a Charlie Hughey ground out. Sal Frascino singled to bring him home, and Frascino was able to advance to second on the throw, then a hit and run from Lopez as a strikeout is delivered to Mantoni. Home plate umpire ruling he went around to end the inning. But the Beacons score twice. RBI singles from Frascino and Lopez. It's 4-0 UMass Boston. On to the third on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Top of the third inning. And Southern Maine will have hitters 7, 8, and 9 due up. That's a right fielder first. Jake Glosser. Followed by Matt Bender and Nick Bowie. As they try to solve Fernando Burgos, who gets the slider to come across the plate to begin the at-bat. Burgos has gone 6 up, 6 down so far, 1 strikeout. And Southern Maine has yet to have a ball get past the infield. Ball missing off the inside to even the count at 1-1. Burgos making his first start in a couple weeks, but he has been superb all year. This ball is hit into center field. Long run for Frascino, and he makes the grab. ranging forward, using his speed. And the first out of the inning. Good piece of hitting from Glosser. But Fershino is playing a little bit shallow. Had to make a long run, and the ball hung up just long enough. So now here's Matt Bender, the third baseman. Burgos popped up first base side. Hughie makes a run, but it will get out of play, bouncing off the top of the Beacons dugout. So the count is 0-1. This is Burgos' first start since April 10th, when he started a game against Eastern Connecticut State. Game 1 of that series, he went 6 2/3, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. His 3 runs are the most he's ever allowed in an appearance. Make a couple relief appearances now and then, but he has been rock solid. He would unfortunately get the loss in that game. Though Beacons only had 2 runs in the game, they would lose it 3-2. Meanwhile, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Matt Bender. Matt Bender hitting at .200 on the season. Junior out of Walpole, Mass. Watches the outside fastball. Count even at 2-2. Nick Bowie waits on deck with 1 out as Burgos' 2-2 is outside, and the first full count of the game that Fernando Burgos has to work with. Burgos has 10 walks in 33 innings pitched. Pretty good number there. As this one is hit well and high into left field, but underneath it is Olivo, and he has the grab. So 2 gone in the inning now, and that brings up the center fielder and 9th place hitter, Nick Bowie. Nick Bowie was a late addition to the lineup, a late change made by head coach Ed Flaherty. Bowie makes his 16th start of the year, hitting at .302. Watches the fastball off the outside to begin the at-bat. Bowie, a sophomore out of South Paris, Maine, swings and misses on the outside fastball. It's 0-2. Bowie stands at 5'11", .165. Right on the inside part of the batting area, and he swings through that inside fastball. Strikeout number 2 for Burgos, and so far 9 up, 9 down for the freshman. 4-0 UMass Boston as we head to the last of the third on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third inning here at Monin Park. A 4-0 lead for UMass Boston. 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. And first pitch strike, a fastball delivered to Dave Murphy. Beacon shortstop with a 2-run homer well over the wall down the left field line back in the first inning as the count is even at 1-1. That was one that no doubt had the distance. The question was, would it stay fair? And it did. As Murphy crushes another one into left field. Back towards the wall is Tobias looking up. It is gone. A home run for Dave Murphy, his second of the game. It's 5-0, UMass Boston. Fourth home run of the year for Murphy. Beacons all over the number 16 team in the country. That one more into dead left field. Much more distance as it's 3-10 down the line and left. As first pitch is high here to Olivo. And then you can see out there near center field 379. Olivo swings through the changeup. It's 1-1. So that ball from Murphy needed a good amount of height. And that one went at least 350 to get over the wall. 27-foot wall out there in left field. As Olivo swings and misses for the strikeout. And a quick at-bat there against Jack Donnelly, who's now thrown more than 40 pitches so far. He's given up 2 home runs, 5 hits in total for UMass Boston. Anthony Searles digs in. He struck out in his first at-bat. Searles, dribbler. It's picked up by Donnelly. And out number 2 of the inning. So now we'll have Kyle Boudris, who singled to lead off the second. Boudris has become one of the team's most consistent hitters. Maybe outside of Murphy, is just able to get out of the way of that fastball off the inside. Boudris hitting .293 coming in. Grounder right side taken by Staubel. Flips it to Donnelly, who just is able to beat Boudris to the bag. And the side is retired. But another home run for Dave Murphy. 2 in the game now. Absolute power shots from the Beacon shortstop. 5-0 UMass Boston onto the 4th on the Beacon's Broadcast Network. Five nothing UMass Boston. Southern Maine still in search of their first hit of the game. They'll go back to the top of the lineup. Nick Tobias, Sam Dexter, and Sam Staubel due up here in the top of the 4th inning. They'll go against Fernando Burgos. 35 pitches through the first 3 innings for the freshman. Takes an extra second here before beginning the at-bat against Tobias. Bias grounded out to short in his first at-bat. And the lefty fists one away. That one just off the end of the bat and out of play. Bias now 4 for his last 17 at the plate. Senior hits this into left center field. Fernando on the move. Can't make the play. It's off the base of the wall. First hit of the game for Southern Maine as Bias is into second base with a leadoff double. That was a long run for Fernando to make. He had a better really look on the ball. That ball ended up being closer to Ryan Olivo, the left fielder. But Fernando, a little more speed and was able to see that ball better. Called off Olivo and just kind of ran out of time. So now here's Sam Dexter. Grounded to second in his first at-bat. And now it takes time. Dexter, senior from Oakland, Maine. Dexter takes inside. The fastball from Burgos missing. It's 1-0. Dexter had a 22-game hit streak going to start the year, but that was snapped in Game 2 of their doubleheader against Western Connecticut State on Saturday. Dexter, high pop-up into center. Fernando jaunting in and has it for the first out. So Dexter is retired. Again, he's 0 for 2. Only one time this year that Dexter's been held hitless. That was that WestCon game just mentioned. So now that brings up Staubel. Staubel, the sophomore out of Harrison, Maine. He transferred to Southern Maine after spending a couple years at the University of Maine up in Bangor. And a balk committed by Burgos. That will advance Bias over to third. So now all of a sudden a sacrifice fly situation for Staubel as the Huskies try to get back into this game. They trail 5-0. Staubel looks at a strike on the outside. Fastball to begin the at-bat. Staubel didn't play much, though, for the Black Bears. Just one game played in 2015. So he comes to Southern Maine. He's gotten a lot more playing time, of course, and is hitting .483 coming in. Hard chopper is foul down the third base line. He's behind 0-2. Staubel slugging at .562 and has an on-base percentage above 50% at 52%. 0-2 pitch to Staubel. In on the hands, and it's fouled off the first base side. A lot of fastballs here from Burgos. Allowed his first hit of the game to lead off the inning. A double from Nick Bias, who now stands on third after the balk from Burgos. Staubel grounded out to short in his first at-bat and stays alive in this at-bat. Another foul ball off the right side. Count is 0-2. Staubel, ground ball. Burgos able to grab it. Looks back the runner at third. Makes the throw to first. Textbook defense there for the pitcher. And 2 gone in the inning. Just has to get through Paul McDonough to get away and keep the 0 up on the scoreboard. McDonough grounded to short in his first at-bat. Hitting .363 coming in. McDonough takes fastball outside, 0-1. McDonough from Wells, Maine, a 3-sport athlete in high school, kind of the classic trio of sports. He played football in the fall, basketball in the winter, and baseball in the spring. As a little dribbler to third, and time is called home plate umpire saying the ball made contact with McDonough. And so it's just a foul ball, 0-2 to the designated hitter for the Huskies. McDonough was the Little East Conference Rookie of the Year 2 years ago when he hit .335 and had a 16-game hit streak during the year. 2 gone in the inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Burgos. Popped up right side, and it gets out of play. Hugie jumps up at the fence, but no chance on that one as McDonough stays alive. McDonough batting cleanup today. Second on the team in total runs scored with 23. Only Sam Dexter with more at 32 on this season. Huskies have nearly outscored their opponents by double this year. And there's a ball, gets to the backstop. Here comes the runner from third. There'll be no throw as Searles gets to it. Tobias scores first run of the inning. It'll be a pass ball against Searles. And University of Southern Maine is on the board. A double, a balk, and a pass ball ruled. And now it's a 4-run game. While Burgos tries to get out of the inning. His 1-2 to McDonough is high. 2-2 the count now as McDonough was reaching out a little bit. Burgos had him leaning. Base is now empty as McDonough takes it inside. That fastball came back in. And now a full count. Just the second time that Burgos has worked the count full. A couple slaps of the glove as he steps back on the rubber. Payoff pitch to McDonough. Is hit into center field. Frashino over there again, and he makes the grab. Busy couple of innings for Sal Frashino. And the inning is over. A leadoff double for Nick Tobias. Later scores on a pass ball, and the Huskies have a run across. Middle of the fourth inning, though. It's 5-1 UMass Boston on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Charlie Hugie, Sal Frashino, and Josh Lopez due up in the bottom of the fourth inning for UMass Boston. Beacons leading 5-1. 3 of those runs directly tied to Dave Murphy. A 2-run homer in the first, a solo shot in the third. And the Beacons also put 2 runs across in the second to lead 5-1. First pitch swinging, a base hit to right for Hugie. So in every inning, UMass Boston has had the leadoff man reach, or in the case of the third inning, Dave Murphy rounded the bases to begin the inning. And that will put Donnelly right back into the stretch. He's pitched well out of the windup. Once Murphy hit that home run, he made quick work of the Beacons to finish off that third inning. Bunt shown by Hugie. It's a good one right down the third base side. He'll be tagged out by the first baseman Stabel, but Hugie does his job Frashino does his job to advance Hugie onto second. So now here's Josh Lopez as we'll get a visit on the mound for Donnelly, and his day is done. New pitcher coming in for Southern Maine. Donnelly exits after 3 1/3, allowing 5 runs and 6 hits. So we'll step aside for a moment. 5-1 UMass Boston over Southern Maine, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ryan Browner is the new pitcher for Southern Maine. And as you can see, it'll be a much different look for UMass Boston. Submariner comes in to face Josh Lopez, and a runner on second base. That's Charlie Hugie, who led off the inning with a single. Sacrifice bunt moved him over, that from Sal Frashino. Numbers on Browner. This is his 13th appearance. He's pitched 14 2/3 innings, an ERA of 3.07, 9 strikeouts against 4 walks on the year. Browner looks back, Hugie at second. Ryan Browner, senior, standing at 6 foot, weighing 180. He's from Georgetown, Mass. Went to Georgetown High School. Browner's first pitch to Lopez, a fastball right across the plate. Lopez with a single and a stolen base in the second. His single and RBI as he brought home Sal Frashino. 0-1 pitch to Lopez is outside. Browner having a better senior year after last year as a junior, had an 8.44 earned run average. Otherwise, he's been rock solid as a reliever for the Huskies. And now time is called at the plate. A lot of games being played with Hugie over on second. Browner as a sophomore, 2.97 ERA. As a freshman, his best year, 2.25. It's roped into left field, but it's right to Tobias. Throw back to second in time as Hugie was a little bit off the bag, but Lopez is retired on a hard hit ball. So now back to the top of the lineup for UMass Boston. Lionel Danielson steps in. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, stolen base, and a run scored. 2 gone in the inning. Fastball well off the outside. Browner was a 4-time Cape Ann League All-Star and was named the Cape Ann Player of the Year as a junior. Gets a swinging strike here from Danielson, who just got a piece of that ball on the inside part. His senior year, Georgetown High School won the Division IV state championship. Here's the 1-1 to Danielson. Swing and a miss. Look, change up that time as Danielson was out in front. Runner on second base, 2 gone, a 4-run lead for the Beacons. Fastball well away. Even the count at 2-2. For UMass Boston, they're looking to pick up their 3rd conference win of the season. As Danielson fouls it back into the screen to stay alive. There are still 4 more conference weekends left on the schedule. 3 more weekends and then a game at Southern Maine. These 2 teams travel partners. That's why they're playing on a Tuesday. As Danielson hits it into left field. Tobias looking up. It's over his head. Hugie will score as the ball gets all the way to the wall. And Danielson is into second with an RBI double. Beacons continue their hot hitting. 7 hits now. And now Beacons get in to the heart of the lineup. Here's Mantoni, who's 0 for 2. First look at the Submariner, and it's skied into right field, right down the line, and gets out of play. No balls in 1 strike coming to Mantoni, who takes his time getting back to the plate. Mantoni pitched on Saturday. Went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, and 9 strikeouts against UMass Dartmouth. Dribbler back up the middle, backhanded by Martins. Throw to first, in time for the out. Mantoni just about half a step shy of beating the throw, and the side is retired. But the Beacons score another run, 6-1. They lead over Southern Maine. We've played 4 innings here at Monin Park, here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. On to the 5th inning here in South Boston. Fernando Burgos working on a 1-hitter so far. The 1 run for Southern Maine is unearned. A pass ball ruled that allowed Nick Tobias to score back in the 4th inning. So Burgos digs back in. Another strong start for the freshman. First pitch is inside, the fastball on Brandon Martins, the second baseman. Martins grounded to first back in the 2nd inning. Burgos, changeup falls in, even the count at 1-1. So Burgos still didn't have to make a whole lot of pitches in that 4th inning after allowing the leadoff double. Got the next 3 batters retired. Can't get the slider to come back over. It's 2-1. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Brandon Martins has hit safely in 12 of the last 13 games. 21 of 50 during that span with 13 RBI. Count's now full to him. Martin's doing better than last year when he hit 221. This year up to 394, and he'll take first on the first walk of the game allowed by Burgos.
The catcher, number 31.
Beacons have some guys stretching, getting loose in the bullpen out in right field. Burgos, when he starts, can usually go at least 6 innings, sometimes more. Now he'll go into the stretch for the second straight inning. Nobody out. Here's Kip Richard. Looks at a ball low, and Searles does a good job to keep that ball in front. Brandon Martin staying put over at first. Martins does have a couple stolen bases on the year, but he's been caught stealing 3 times. Richard takes the breaking ball at the knees. Count 1-1. As mentioned earlier, Richard has split time with Kyle Heath at catcher. But it's been Richard who's really gotten a lot more chances over the last 7 games. He even replaced Heath in Game 1 of their weekend set against Western Connecticut State over the weekend and played most of that game. Southern Maine splitting the doubleheader with WestCon. It was their first conference loss. 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Burgos. Now 1 gone in the inning. Brings up Jake Glosser. Klauser into right field on the first pitch. Danielson is under it, working the sun. He'll throw back to first. And back there in time is Martins, who got a good ways off the bag and wasn't getting back to first in a hurry until Danielson really squared up to make the throw. But now 2 gone.
The third baseman, number 17, Matt Bender.
Brings up Matt Bender. Third baseman who popped out into left field in his first at-bat. Burgos, a quick check on Martins. Freshman out of the stretch. Lined sharply just past the third base side dugout. That belongs to the Huskies. One of the hardest hit balls for any University of Southern Maine player. Burgos went to the John D. O'Brien School of Mathematics and Science in Roxbury. Just a short trip away from UMass Boston here in South Boston. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming to Bender, but first a check on Martins. Burgos throws home, and it's fouled off the screen. Burgos' best outing came back on March 30th. It was a 10-1 win for the Beacons over Western New England University. Burgos went 8 innings, allowed 3 hits, just 1 run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts in that game. He misses away. Count just 1-2 now to Bender. Bender at 5'9", 190. And takes low and in. So Bender taking his time here. It's one thing that Southern Maine might like to do a little bit more. Get some longer counts going against Burgos. Here's the 2-2, check swing, foul ball. That one looked to be off the inside. Potentially would have been ball 3. Leadoff walk for Brandon Martins, but since then a strikeout and a fly ball to right. So now 2 gone in the inning. Martin still on first. Chopped foul as Bender was out in front of the changeup. Nick Bowie is on deck if Bender were to reach. Outfield straight away. Infield straight away, except for Murphy is playing more towards the hole at short. Bender right to second. Lopez will go to first, and the inning is over. Fernando Burgos able to work around the leadoff walk. Still a 5-run lead for UMass Boston. 6-1 Beacons on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Last of the 4th inning, and Dave Murphy to lead it off for UMass Boston. 2 for 2 with 2 homers and 3 RBI as he looks at the pitch inside. One 0 pitch to Murphy, and he took a big hack at the off-speed pitch and missed. It's 1-1. Murphy had 2 home runs on March 30th in that 10-1 win against Western New England University. So the 2 home runs today, his first since that game. Those were as Murphy, it's a foul ball off the first base side, counts 2-2. So Murphy will up that batting average, going to be closer to .350 now after his first 2 at-bats. Now 4 homers on the year to lead UMass Boston. 2-2 to Murphy. Strike 3 called. First strikeout of the game for the relief pitcher. Ryan Browner comes in. And Browner gets Murphy looking. Browner replacing Jack Donnelly in the bottom of the 4th inning. As here's Ryan Olivo taking a strike low to begin the at-bat. By the way, final line on Jack Donnelly, 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Olivo chopped foul as he pulled it well in front of the bag there at third, and he's behind 0-2. Olivo has grounded to third and struck out today. Beacons lead by 5 here in the last of the 5th. Just past the midway point of the game. Olivo, another foul ball, this time off to the right side, out of play. Olivo now with 52 at-bats on the year, making his 13th start, coming in, batting .440. Olivo, sharp chopper to third. Long run to make for Bender, though, and it just goes foul. Great heads-up play by the junior over there at third, who was several feet back from the bag, made the long throw, and at the last moment decide to let the ball go, and it ends up being a foul ball, and it looked like Olivo would have beaten it. So instead, it's just a very loud foul ball. Count still 0-2 here to Ryan Olivo. Olivo, strike 3 called. Change up on the inside corner, and back-to-back strikeouts for Browner. So now it's up to Anthony Searles here in the 5th. First pitch swinging, lined right to the first baseman, Staubel. And for the first time in this game, UMass Boston is put down in order. Couple strikeouts for Ryan Browner, and still a 6-1 game as we head to the 6th inning on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Top of the 6th inning, and a 6-1 lead for UMass Boston on their home diamond against the top-placed team in the Little East. That's the University of Southern Maine, who come in at 5-1 in conference play. Southern Maine will have Nick Bowie, Nick Tobias, and Sam Dexter due up. And a defensive change for UMass Boston. Nick Herzog now in left field replaces Ryan Olivo. First pitch strike delivered to Nick Bowie, who struck out in his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. Bowie swings and misses, and quickly behind 0-2. Into the dirt from Burgos. So Burgos has allowed just the 1 hit. The 1 run is unearned against him. He faces Nick Bowie. Sophomore grounds it to second. Lopez fields it cleanly. And one gone. And now back to the top of the lineup, and Nick DeBias, who has scored the only run and has the only hit for the Huskies. He led off the fourth inning with a double. It was a high fly ball into left. Sal Frashino, the center fielder, ended up making the play on it and shielding the sun. Could not quite get there in time. DeBias would advance to third on a balk call against Burgos, and then a pass ball allowed him to score from third. Got Southern Maine their only run of the game. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Nick DeBias is also grounded to short to lead off the game. And strike on the inside corner. Bias, a senior from Portland. Grounder back up the middle for a base hit. Murphy at short was playing right in the hole, so there was all kinds of real estate up the middle. And DeBias now 2 for 3 with the team's only 2 hits.
The shortstop, number 7, Sam Dexter.
So that'll bring up Sam Dexter, who has been quiet so far, 0 for 2. Entered today hitting just above 400. He's had a hit in every game except one. Game 2 of Southern Maine's doubleheader against WestCon on Saturday. He had his 22-game hit streak snapped to start the year. That 22-game hit streak matched the hit streak he had back in his freshman year. He's ahead 2-0 here to Burgos. Dexter, in addition to winning Player of the Year accolades, not only at the conference level, but on national levels. He's also Rookie of the Year as a freshman 3 years ago. And he's ahead 3-0 to Burgos, who just can't locate the outside corner at the moment. So Burgos will take a couple extra moments and walk around the mound. One gone here in the 6th. Southern Maine trying to come back as they trail by 5. Burgos gets one in. Fastball for the strike. Dexter, not only a stellar baseball player in high school, also first-team All-State selection in football and hockey. Ground ball, third base side, and foul. That one very, very close. Beacons will take that foul ball because that would have been a long throw for Boudreaux to make. Dexter, with good speed, was already making a hard run towards first. So the count is now full. DeBias on first base for the Huskies. Payoff pitch as the runner goes is line foul off the third base side. Dexter will be looked at in the upcoming MLB draft. Most around D3 baseball in here in New England. I expect him to get picked up by some team. Built well for a shortstop. 5'11", 180 he's listed as. There's the payoff pitch to him again. Runner goes outside, but he swung and missed. Throw down to second will get into center field. Frashino has it backed up. And a stolen base will be ruled against DeBias. But the strikeout from Sam Dexter, he went chasing big time.
Baseman number 9, Sam Stoppel.
Burgos gets his 4th strikeout. But now runner in scoring position with 2 gone for Sam Stoppel. Sophomore Stoppel has yet to get a ball past the infield. Grounded to short and grounded back to Burgos in the 4th. 6-1, UMass Boston leading. Top of the 6th. And this Little East Conference matchup. Big hack And Stobble just got a piece of it. He was swinging over the monster replica in left field with that swing. Wall standing at 27 feet out there in left field. We've seen the Beacons' Dave Murphy hit over it twice. His offense has really propelled the Beacons today, although they would still have the lead without it. A 0-1 pitch coming to Stobble. To the right side, Lopez on to first for the out. And the inning is over. Middle of the 6th inning, as Burgos is able to work around the leadoff single. The single from Tobias. He was the second inner. At any rate, 5-run lead for UMass Boston. Last of the 6 when we come back on the Beacons Broadcast Network. UMass Boston looking to add to this 5-run lead. They will have Kyle Boudris, Charlie Hughey, and Sal Frashino tasked with doing so in the last of the 6th inning. Ryan Browner still on the hill for Southern Maine. And the Submariner has his fastball miss away. Browner so far, he came in the 4th inning. Has allowed a double, but otherwise has a couple of strikeouts. No one else has reached base. Count is 1-1. Boudris has a single, also ground out to first. He hits it into center field on the changeup. Back there is Kyle O'Connor, and he makes the grab. Came in for Bowie at the plate and stays in there defensively to retire Boudris. So now here's Charlie Hughey, singled and later scored in the 4th. Last time the Beacons put a run across. Hughey had a good game, too, against UMass Dartmouth on Saturday. 3 for 4, couple of doubles. Takes a ball in on the hands, pushes it the other way. Martin's a diving effort, gets the throw in time. 6 in a row now retired by Browner since that Lionel Danielson double way back in the 4th inning. And now here's Sal Frashino. He has a sacrifice bunt and also an RBI single today. Frashino has also been quite a bit busy out in center as he looks at a first pitch strike outside. No balls and 1 strikes as this time Browner comes back towards the inside. And that one cut maybe a 2-seamer that looked like it was coming in on Frashino and at the last second darted back over the plate And so he's ahead 0-2. Now low, as it's blocked at the plate by Richard. Defense straight away here with 2 gone in the 6th. Begins looking to improve to 3-4 with a win today. They're currently 5th in the conference standings. 2-2 count now, after Browner was ahead 0-2. Browner's pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Browner since coming in. And the Beacons are quickly retired. 7 in a row put down by Ryan Browner. On to the 7th here at Monin Park. 6-1 UMass Boston. Five-run lead for UMass Boston. Paul McDonough, Brandon Martins, and Kip Richard due up in the top of the 7th inning against Fernando Burgos, who stays out there to start the 7th. 90 pitches thrown by the freshman. His command has been good. He's allowed just 2 hits and 1 unearned run as he throws low against McDonough. McDonough's 0 for 2, although these two had a good battle back in the 4th inning that ultimately resulted in a fly ball to left field. 1-0 pitches outside, 2-0. For Burgos, the most erratic he probably looked was last inning against Sam Dexter when he fell behind 3-0, was really missing outside, but he rallied back to get a strikeout in that at-bat. Gets the fastball on the outside here. It's 2-1. The heart of this order today for Southern Maine has been hitless, as there's a ground ball to Lopez. He's been busy there on the right side of the infield, and 1 gone. So that will bring up Brandon Martins. Aside from Nick DeBias, Martins is the only other player to reach base, reached on a walk to lead off the 5th. Martins is 0 for 1, though. Sophomore today playing second base. Looks at a first pitch ball. Now Southern Maine 5-1 entering today, as there's a swing and foul ball back to the screen. It's 1-1. Huskies currently tied atop the league standings with Plymouth State at 5-1. Again, top 6 out of the 8 make it. UMass Boston currently in a 5-way tie for 5th, or 3-way tie for 5th at 2-4, with Keene State and UMass Dartmouth. Beacons will have their doubleheader with Keene State coming up on the 23rd of this month. 2-1 pitch, low and in. It's 3-1. So these teams will play again in a week, this time in Portland. Travel partners will finish their series. This will be a big victory for the Beacons. And there's a walk issued. Second time Martins has reached, and that time really wasn't close. 5-pitch at bat, and the next pitch for Burgos will be number 100. There is some throwing in the Beacons bullpen. One gone in the inning. And now Burgos back into the stretch. That pitch, number 100, as it's a ball. And now Searles will go out and have a chat with Burgos. Kip Richard has struck out twice today. And now a mound visit for UMass Boston. The leash will surely be tight here for Burgos. He's only allowed the 2 hits, but has now thrown 101 pitches. Home plate umpire will come break up this exchange. Count will be 1-0 coming up to Kip Richard. Beacons are up by 5 runs, but everyone on this Huskies lineup can hit. Got to be very careful if you're the freshman pitcher on the hill right now. Still a long way from determining that Little East Conference tournament field, but wins like this are what elevate you above others. Gets the fastball on the inside. It's 1-1. Burgos checks on the runner. Richard is swinging, potential double play ball. Lopez to Murphy, on to first, double play! And just like that, the Beacons get out of the inning on the 4-6-3 double play. They still lead 6-1. 7th inning stretch here at Monin Park on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Josh Lopez, Lionel Danielson, and Dan Mantoni due up for UMass Boston. Last of the 7th inning here in South Boston. Sun coming down a little bit, but what a gorgeous day it has been for baseball on this Tuesday afternoon. Ryan Browner's first pitch showing bunt is Lopez, and it's fouled back to the backstop. Ryan Browner has pitched 2 2/3 innings so far. He has 3 strikeouts since coming in relief of Jack Donnelly, who pitched the first 3 1/3. Browner has retired 7 in a row as Lopez just gets a piece of the high fastball. Lionel Danielson, who's waiting on deck, is the only one who's had success against Browner. He had a double. Other than that, Vegans have been off balance against Browner, as you often see from these sidewinders. This counts down 1-2 to Lopez. He's got an RBI single and also lined to left field. Lopez takes it in on the hands the other way down the right field line. Falls in for a base hit. Lopez going to dig for 2 as Glauser can't get the throw in time. Lopez works hard for the leadoff double. One of those well-placed balls. It was a fastball in on the hands. And Lopez, a good job to fight it off. Pushes it the other way. That landed just a couple feet inside the line. It was a long run for Glauser to make. And so now Beacon's a chance to add to their lead. Top of the order now, Lionel Danielson. 1 for 2 with a walk and a double today. First pitch is a called strike. Danielson, Fisher College transfer out of the NAIA. Also spent a year at Bunker Hill Community College, just a couple miles up the road, as Browner walks Lopez back to the bag at second. Count is no balls and 1 strike here to Danielson. None gone in the inning. Corner infielders creeping in as Danielson's bunt is fouled off to the left. Stobble over at first and Bender at third will now be able to backtrack beyond the bags with the count 0-2 against Danielson. Pitch fouled into the screen, actually ends up over the screen. Here's the 0-2. Off the outside, gets to the wall. Lopez on top of it. He takes over third. A wild pitch there from Browner. One was several feet off the outside. No chance there for Richard to get that one. And that will move the infield in. Outfield will creep in too. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Browner. Danielson hits it well into the outfield. Might be deep enough. O'Connor underneath. Tagging and running is Lopez. The relay throw is not thrown. A sac fly there from Lionel Danielson. Beacons now lead 7-1. Second RBI of the day for Danielson. Clears the bases with 1 gone for Dan Mantoni. Junior designated hitter today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Mantoni chases away. Likely see Mantoni pitch coming up this weekend when the Beacons resume conference play. He's behind 0-2 in the at-bat right now. Beacons will have Keene State College coming up this weekend at home for a doubleheader. As the count's now 1-2. Keene State currently at 2-4, as are the Beacons, although the Beacons are 6 outs away from moving to 3-4. Beacons will also play at Salem State tomorrow. Busy schedule continues. 2-2 pitch outside. The count is full. Here's the payoff pitch to Mantoni, and he gets a little piece to stay alive against Ryan Browner. Mantoni, backhanded by Browner, and soft toss over to first for the out. Best contact Mantoni has made today. Good hand there from Browner to stop it. Mantoni now 0 for 4. Not too often you see that. Now Dave Murphy, 2 for 3. He has struck out, but more importantly, a 2-run homer and a solo home run today. He has 2 games with 2 home runs this season, both coming at home. One pitch is up high. Murphy has to duck out of the way. Murphy right on the front edge of the batter's box. Not sure you'd say it's crowding, though. And it grazes him this time. It's low near the top half of his leg. And so he'll reach on a hit by pitch. And so that means the inning will continue, and the Beacons will have Nick Herzog back. Herzog came into the game defensively in the 6th inning. He replaced Ryan Olivo, who went 0 for his first 3 at the plate. Herzog takes a called strike on the outside. Herzog is just 1 of 6 at the plate this year. Counts now 1-1 to him. Herzog normally comes in just as a defensive replacement in later innings. Came in early on, though, and getting an opportunity at the plate as the throw is made back in time. Just checking on Dave Murphy over there. 2 gone here, last of the 7th inning. Josh Lopez, a double, later scored on a sacrifice fly. High chopper up the middle, fielded by Dexter, and the inning is over. But the Beacons add 1 more. They lead 7-1. 6 outs left for Southern Maine to come back on the Beacons Broadcast Network. On to the 8th inning in South Boston, and Fernando Burgos will stay out there. 102 pitches into the game for the freshman. And he will face Jake Glauser, Matt Bender, and likely Kyle O'Connor. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 due up. Big swing and a miss from Glauser. He's 0 for 2, has reached the outfield twice. Big pop-up. And this will get out of play back behind home plate. So Burgos has pitched 8 innings one other time this year on March 30th against Western New England University. His 0-2 is lined into center field. Frashino is there. Second time that Glauser has had a good piece of hitting. But it goes right into the outfield. And Frashino there to grab it. One gone.
Third baseman, number 17, Matt Bender.
So Burgos has now thrown 105 pitches. In that game against Western New England, he threw 116. Sharp grounder left side, backhanded by Murphy. Long throw in time. What a play from Murphy. Had to go deep into the hole on the left side. Keeps the two-hitter going. Burgos has been tremendous. Kyle O'Connor will stay in the game. He pinch hit for Bowie back in the 6th.
Center fielder,
Had
number
a
10, Kyle O'Connor.
And now, O'Connor will dig in for a second at bat. Two gone in the inning. First pitch swinging to right field. Danielson just takes a couple steps in. And that will do it for the top of the 8th inning. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Burgos. 7-1, Beacons coming up. Last of the 8th on the Beacons Broadcast Network. UMass Boston has Anthony Searles, Kyle Boudris, and Charlie Hugie due up. First pitch from Tanner LeBurge. Misses, and it's ball 1. Tanner LeBurge making his 7th appearance of the year. Only 9 innings pitched prior to an ERA at 4 even. As he evens account with the fastball at 1-1. LeBurge just a freshman from Windham, Maine. Working quickly here in the last of the 8th inning. Curveball drops in for strike 2. He was an all-state selection in baseball last year. Searles calls time at the plate. LeBurge threw a no-hitter in the Western Maine final during his junior year. Count evens up to 2-2 here against Searles, who's 0 for 3. Good velocity on these fastballs and a very sharp trajectory, really throws pretty straight as the payoff pitch misses outside and the walk issued. So he was ahead 0-2, a little frustrated with himself there. And Searles will reach, and here comes Boudris, who's 1 for 3. Also, a couple defensive changes for the Huskies. Matt Bender is out of the game. He was at third. Brandon Martins moves from second to third. And Jake Dexter comes into play second base. Jake Dexter, the freshman and younger brother of Sam Dexter. So the Dexter brothers at the middle infield here for Southern Maine. Strike is delivered to Boudris. He also scored after singling in the second. 7-1, UMass Boston lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Taking the other way to left field, DeBias is there for out number 1. Final line on Ryan Browner, who was the second pitcher for the Huskies today. 3 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. No walks, 3 strikeouts, and 1 hit by pitch. Now here's Charlie Hughey. Single and a run scored. Also put down a sacrifice bunt in the second that moved Boudris over. Would allow him to score later. 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Throw a little offline, but the tag in time. Anthony Searles is caught stealing as the tag is placed by Jake Dexter. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. Just missing outside as Hughey was able to lay off that outside fastball. Southern Maine will have the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 9th as the fastball misses inside from LeBurge. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 gone in the inning. No pitch. Grounded to second. Dexter is there. And a quick inning there for the Huskies. They're down to their final 3 outs when we come back here in South Boston. New pitcher for UMass Boston to close out the game. It is the freshman lefty, Manny Garcia. He replaces Fernando Burgos, who exits the game after another exceptional outing. He goes 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. A pass ball allowing a runner to score from third, back in the 4th. Burgos also issued 2 walks and struck out 4. 107 pitches in total, just shy of the 113 he pitched on March 30th, when he also went 8 innings in a victory. Numbers on Garcia. This is his 12th appearance. 17 1/3 innings pitched, an ERA of 4.12. Opposing batters hitting .242 against them. But impressive, a strikeout to walk ratio of 4-1. 20 strikeouts against 5 walks for the freshman out of Boston. He'll have to go against Nick Tobias, Sam Dexter, and Sam Stauble to close out the game. Tobias has the only 2 hits of the game for the Huskies, a double and a single. Looks at a little two-seam fastball off the outside to begin the at-bat. Tobias also representing the lone run for Southern Maine today. This time, fastball inside half. And Garcia ahead, 0-2. Garcia also has 3 saves on the year, regularly comes in these situations, although not a save situation here with a 6-run lead. But he gets the strikeout of Tobias to begin the inning. Strikeout number 21 on the season.
The shortstop, number 7.
And now here's Sam Dexter, who has a chance to get his first hit of the game. If Garcia can retire him, it would be just the second time, but here's a tough play. Murphy has it. Well done. Dexter now 0 for 4. Just the second time Dexter has gone hitless this season.
The first baseman, number 9.
And now here's Sam Stauble with Southern Maine down to their final out. It's going to make the standings a bit more interesting. Plymouth State and Southern Maine tied atop the standings coming into the day at 5-1. Beacons had a 3-way tie for 5th. They're 2-4 coming in. Again, these teams will play next Tuesday up in Portland. That will be a 3:30 start time. Beacon's next home game will be this weekend against Keene State, a doubleheader starting at 2 o'clock, which you can watch right here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. 1 ball, no strike count as Garcia misses high on that elevated fastball. Stauble is 0 for 3, hasn't gotten a ball out of the infield just yet, and he's grounded to short to the pitcher and a second. 2-0 pitch back into the screen. Another fastball there from Garcia. It's really all he does. Seeing a 2-seamer. Also a 4-seamer. Beacons led by 2 freshman pitchers today. Really impressive. Stauble fouls another off. And the count is 2-2. Stauble trying to keep the game going. 2-2 pitch from Garcia. Misses away. That time he went breaking ball. Didn't come out cleanly. And now a full count. Paul McDonough is on deck, the cleanup hitter, if Stauble could reach. But Southern Maine down by 6, top of the 9th inning. Garcia, ground ball. Murphy to his left. The throw in time. And UMass Boston pulls off an exceptional win, one of their best of the season, as they knock off the University of Southern Maine 7-1, a game that takes just about 2 hours. The winning pitcher, Fernando Burgos, 8 innings of 2-hit, 1-run allowed baseball. Manny Garcia comes in relief. The losing pitcher is Jack Donnelly, who went 3 1/3 for Southern Maine. Offensively, the Beacons are led by Dave Murphy. 2 home runs on the day for Murphy. A 2-run jack in the first, a solo shot in the third, and the Beacons win 7-1 today. They're now 15-12 overall, 3-4 in conference play. Southern Maine loses just their 7th game of the season, now 18-7, and now stand at 5-2 in conference play. Teams play again in Portland next Tuesday beginning at 3:30. Beacons will be back on this field on Saturday, taking on Keene State. More conference play. Doubleheader begins at 2 o'clock. For the crew here today, Nick Hope saying so long. Glad you could join us on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Once again, final score, UMass Boston 7, Southern Maine 1.